Namaste, Mama. Don't worry, there's no filter on here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I have to spackle, so I figured why not spackle in front of you guys. I have 1, 2, 3 things to spackle, and I figured let me try to. Even though YouTube gives me like almost hardly any views, I'm not really doing it for the views, so let me spackle in front of you, okay? I don't know if this is a great angle, but let's see. Would that be better? That'd be better. I don't know. I just don't like you seeing my chair. Maybe over here. Yeah. Oh, my coffee cup. I'm trying to get my new stand fixed. Okay. Anyhow, yeah, so what I do is when I do my healing artwork, I take a picture, I blow it up. It could be a picture from a card, it could be a picture of a magazine, it could be a picture of a mermaid, a unicorn, it could be, I've been doing my Bible verses. This one is for my friend, my best friend, her daughter, and it's very backed up. This one has already been bought, but I had a problem because, see, the spackle came off. So that spackle, I don't know, maybe I used too much water. I usually don't use any water, but that particular day I used the water. So right now I'm not going to use any water, but I'm just going to put it in my hands, kind of get it into the mode. I don't know if you could see it. You probably can't see it. That's okay. Hope everybody's having a nice Saturday. Usually I try to do on Saturday things that I didn't get to on my list. And basically then I just end up doing, that overwhelms me, so then I just end up doing what I want, which is collage, paint, and sometimes a reading. I know I want to get back to my collective readings for you guys. Even if the short ones where I used to just like flip a card, because they used to get seen. It's just I'm a little bit upset because I just feel like the algorithm is like my stuff is not getting out there, and it's disappointing. It's discouraging, but then I remember I don't do this for the views. I do it for maybe there's 5 people that watch me, and that, you know, when they see me, when they see this mug, they get a little bit happier. Or when they see this mug, they know, hey, if she can go on, I can go on. So let me try to bring you in to show you what I'm doing. I don't know if it'll make me a little bit too self-conscious. There we go. See, I don't know. There's 2 ways. Like some people say you're supposed to put the water in the spackle, but I never did it that way. I never did it that way. I have like a spackling knife. Sometimes I don't use it. Sometimes I use a fork. It depends on like what mood I'm in. This one, the person already ordered this one. I did it for her before, but she's ordering it for her aunt, I believe. So this one, I need to make a flat base so that I could put the flowers. I have these white flowers that she wants on it. So that means that this spackle part needs to be wide, but I don't want to compromise the picture where Jesus is holding his staff, and it says, "Thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. That's a lot of things. With all your heart, not just halfway, all your heart, with all your mind, all your words. That means speak lovingly. It's not easy to do, Jesus. He's like, don't be fresh, Katrina. But it can be done, I guess. It can be done. Echo up. Echo louder. Echo louder. Thank you. I just like the texture of it too. It's really nice. And then I can't cover the words up. The words need to be exposed as well. And then when you get to the deep part of this, then it's wet. So that's the part I need to use. I don't know why the middle of it is wet. I didn't add any water to it. But I need to respackle because it needs to look like it all blends in. Ooh. See how this part came up? This is what happened the last time. I hope this doesn't happen because I'm really behind on sending this package out. The other one, Archangel Michael, is done. I just added a little bit more glitter to it today, so that's drying over there. Okay, I'm just gonna go over some of the cracks. Sometimes if you do too much on it, it straight up falls apart, and that's really bad because if it falls apart and you got the paint on it and it cracks, then that is not good. Like what I'll do is sometimes I'll shellac it before I paint it. I'll shellac it. It's just another extra step. But I might have to do that with Jesus. Now I'm going to go put this to dry so that I could do 2 more. Hold on. You guys let me know whether you want to see my face or see me work. This is a video, so let me know in the comments. So I don't like to cover up his staff. He has a staff. I don't like to cover up the words. It's just a matter of blending it in. Got serotonin music in the background, so that goes with the vibe. I really want to burn some Palo, but that hurts Devin's lungs, so I might have to wait till I go in the car and do it. I would sit outside, but it's really hot out. See, it's falling apart again. And it's covering the tree, and it's covering the little girl that Jesus is holding to this, so that's not good. So Jesus, help me. Thank you. Where there's no way, he makes a way. Right? That was good. I flattened it out. And this side looks a little bit too flat. I like it to have 3D dimensions. And then, of course, on this one, I need to put a lot of pink stuff. A lot of pink, not necessarily glitter, but pink stuff. She also likes purple, so I might be giving her the purple unicorn that nobody bought. She's my best friend's daughter, granddaughter. I don't have any grandkids, and it doesn't look like I'm getting any, so might as well give it to her granddaughter. Maybe she'll enjoy it. She likes unicorns and mermaids, all the stuff I like. And if I did have a granddaughter, she would probably be a tomboy like my daughter. Okay. Although my daughter, she's musical and she's also extremely artistic. And a lefty like me. So I feel my daughter's definitely like me in that way. She's not a girly girl. Okay. All things whatsoever you ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. Matthew 21:22. Okay, let me go put this one in, and one more to go. I'm putting it in the fan, in case you've been wondering. Doesn't work. Okay, I'm just pushing you up a little bit. Okay, your faith has saved you. Go in peace. Luke 7:50. Okay, when I stare at this, I blew this picture up. I have done this picture before, but on a smaller canvas. But when I blew this picture up, does this picture little girl remind you of anybody? Okay. In case you didn't know, because I hear things back thing that looks pretty. I put the beige and the beige together, and I like it. I like it better. Okay. Anyhow, I move things around constantly in here because it's like sometimes I want to have all the colors together, like the reds together, which I have hardly any reds. I don't have any reds. Okay, I think I gave away 2 reds, and maybe one person bought a red. Yeah, one person bought a red, gave away a red, and therefore I have no reds left. Anyway, that little girl reminds me of me. Okay, my hair was never like in the bowl cut, really, and never looked that thick, but she looks like she's reading Jesus's palm. And it just reminds me of me as a kid. Anyway, your faith hath saved you. Go in peace. So, yes, you could be at peace because you have faith in God. And even though, like, I did a video last night, a live, don't worry, like 8 people were on it, but that's okay. We had a nice conversation about a lot of different cases that I've worked on, and I think Kim came in, and I had worked on the Idaho 4 with her. She was very, very supportive. Anyhow, I was just talking about, like, you know, the world feels scary, and that's not a surprise, but we just have, all we could do is try to be nice to each other, try to be generous and be helpful to each other, love each other, even when it's hard, and, you know, not just worry about yourself and your own bag and your own bills. Help other people, and then just keep on asking God, please help me, please protect my family, please help with a health issue, help me to know. A new prayer I've been saying a lot lately, it's not a new prayer, but it's a prayer that I've been like, help me to know what I'm supposed to do. How do I proceed? Do you want me to try to still do healing art? I mean, because I love to do it, but like, sometimes I get discouraged. I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about it more. I like to talk about it. But then I also teeter with, like, you know, am I boring everybody? Because I don't see that many people coming for readings or coming for, you know, healing art. But maybe that'll change. But, you know, I know it's a hard time in life. So I ask God, let me know what to do. So basically, when I come into this room, I know I'm led by God. Okay? I wish I was led by God to clean it up. But that'll come. That'll come. He says, don't be fresh. Okay? No, I come in because I have projects all over the place, and those projects make me excited and happy. Okay? And then after I do them, if I do them early, then I can go do a couple of the errands that I have to do. Okay? Well, I ran out of this. I don't want to make this video too long, but I have to get another one. Yeah, I have to get another one. So I go through these, but I did 1, 2, 2.5 canvases. And yeah, that's the thing. The supplies, they cost money. And sometimes I feel like, you know, I shouldn't be spending money on supplies because life is tough, but I try to go to the dollar store and get what I can at the dollar store, and then Devin orders me spackle sometimes, and then one time they didn't have any spackle anywhere. All the spackle was bought out, and I was like, is other people doing healing art out there? And Devin goes, no, they're fixing their house. They're fixing their house with this stuff. I was like, oh, okay. I forgot that's what you use it for. Back in the day, I used to use gesso. Do I straight up not have any left? Oh, I gotta reach down here. Yeah, back in the day, I used to use gesso. See, these are different. but the same. But gesso was, and I still have it. Oh, this might be dried out. This does feel dried out. When it's dried out, it'll crack and then it'll straight up fall off the canvas. Then you're starting all over again with that, like I did with that other canvas. Gesso isn't thick enough. I have some old school like paintings from like 2009, like right before, when I was in my old house, before I got divorced. I started painting, and my ex was like, why is this all over the place? Like, you're doing your kindergarten painting. He used to call it kindergarten painting because it looked like it wasn't up to his par. I guess it looked like, a kindergarten kid did it. But I was trying to explain to him it was healing art. And he was like, no, that's not art. And you spend too much money on products. And that was before I used to sell it. He just didn't want me to have that hobby. I just had a hobby of doing art whenever I had a little time. But anyhow, so I had a couple of things and I moved it to my apartment. And then in my apartment, I wasn't doing it because I was like on high alert. I didn't even have a table. And I didn't even have a table to like do my lesson plans, and I had to do a lot of paperwork. I had to take 2 classes over the summer for my job. My new job was going to be going in Brooklyn, but if I didn't take those 2 classes, I would have, and pass them with A's, I wouldn't have had a job come August. So in Brooklyn. So I had so many things to do. And it was the first time I was like fully on my own, paying my rent, which was $14.40 a month, and gas was, expensive, and food was expensive, but mostly gas and the rent was like the biggest bill for me. But I got through it. I got through it with this guy. And then I came home I was going to church, right? And I came home from church one day, and I was thinking to myself, how am I going to do my homework? I had a folding chair in the living room. I had boxes as my coffee table. And in the kitchen, I had one chair that I took from the house. We had a little table down in the basement. I should have taken that, but I had to move myself. I didn't have anybody help me move. So one day, my son and his girlfriend at the time helped with initial boxes, but that was one day. And then nobody was ever there to help me, so I had to do a whole bunch of moves with my little SUV. So anyhow, I was driving home from church on the same block that I moved to, which was called... I just spilled a can of spackle on the floor, and I just swept this floor. I swept this floor yesterday because there was all glitter and everything. Anyhow, I'll sweep it again. But I was driving home. You probably, if you know me, you know the story. I was driving home from church, and I was talking to God, and I was like, I didn't know Devin yet, and I was like, you know what, God, I think we were friends, but it wasn't like we were boyfriend and girlfriend. I said, I have to take these classes, and I don't even have a table to do my homework on. I really need a table, but I didn't have any money left over. So I had one chair, then I would sit in the kitchen, put my feet up on the counter, and just stare at my cell phone because I didn't have TV either. Okay, so I didn't have TV till April. I moved in that apartment in the beginning of February 2010. So I didn't have TV till April. Anyway, because all that stuff costs money to get it. I had to buy my own refrigerator. Never did that before by myself. So it was a process, but I needed a table to sit at the table and do my lesson plans and paperwork. Actually, I had papers to do. And I did go to the library. The library has a table. Spent a lot of time at the library in CSI. Yeah. Anyhow, I wanted to do it in my house because, a lot of times I'm up late at night trying to finish. And so what happened was I'm driving home to my apartment alone, and I don't think my son lived with me yet because he was waiting for me to get beds and microwaves and toaster ovens. And so and I'm driving home, and I look over to the side of my eye. I see somebody all over their lawn. They had this big lawn. It was Beach Street in New Dorp, Staten Island, and they had this big lawn, and they had all these things on their lawn. They had this little cabinet that you could put stuff in, like an end table cabinet. They had a kitchen table with 4 chairs. And it was beautiful, and it was like, very 80s. It was like the blonde wood with the white, painted white, which I love, the painted white. But it was 4 chairs. All 4 chairs were perfect, and it wasn't a big table. It was round, big enough that you could fit 4 people, because I always wanted to make, food for my kids, have my kids over, and make some meals and be at a table, because the table has always been important. Like the dining room table in my mother's house was always important. You did your homework on it, you had your special meals on it, and then there was the kitchen table. So I always try to have those 2 tables. That's a tradition in my life. So in this apartment, there was no dining room. There was just room for a kitchen table. It's a nice kitchen. Anyhow, I picked up that table, put it in the back of my truck. I had to pick up the chairs separately, of course. And some of the chairs I just walked, because it was so close. I just walked it home. And I had a table. And I was like, thank you, God. See, you ask God, but you have to believe that God's going to take care of it. And then I think soon after I said, please, God, I don't think I'll ever get married again, but I would like a companion, a really good friend, and I want that good friend to live close to me, so that, because I don't know how to drive to Jersey. I had to force myself to learn how to drive to Brooklyn, but I wanted them to live near me. And please let this friend be good at fixing things in the apartment or the house. Well, I was in an apartment. And some people might say that was kind of selfish to say, make them be able to fix things. Why? I needed somebody that knew how to fix things, because I didn't know how to fix anything, right? And my ex wasn't great at it either. He really wasn't. But anyway, and then I had known Devin, but we were just friends. We met through a family friend that kept on trying to put us together. Anyhow, thank you for being with me during this. See, this is done now. This will go in to dry. It has to dry at least 24 hours before I would do the paint. And this has to be, is this one that's going to be white paint? I'm not sure if this is the white paint or not. But this is almost done. I have to shellac it. These stones are all citrine stones. Citrine is very good for healing your solar plexus, health and abundance. But he definitely needs to be shellacked. So I'm going to shellac him, and I don't want to touch my phone, but I want to tell you guys I love you. Hug whoever's in the room with you, even if it's just your cat, your dog, your friend, your mom, your dad, your kids, your grandkids, if you're lucky enough, your significant other. And maybe I'll be back with a short on some quick collective reads. Love you guys. I do have a message. I've been hearing something about the fire signs. Like I heard, do the fire signs. Do Sag, Aries, Leo. I know Leo's coming up. Are we in Leo yet? We might be in Leo, so, but they said give some messages to the fire sign. So I might do a quick, like, 5-minute read on the fire signs. We'll see. We'll see. But I gotta get something done in my house first. But I love you guys. Namaste. Namaste. How do I get this to go off? It's not responding to my hand. Oh my gosh. How do I get it to go off, guys?